So, uh, I missed anything over the weekend or something happened? I don't know. It seems one day I was able to go ahead and go on to social media and do stuff and post things and add stuff. On the next one, it was a bit of a crisis, but I think we'll be okay for now. We'll see. But Jimbo, it's time to let everybody know what our number 10 pick is. Welcome everybody to the countdown. It's your boy King. It's your good friend Jimbo right over there. We are Stay Tuned Sports. Thank you so much for joining us here. If you want to help us out, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. Also, if you want to help us out in a little bit more of a concrete fashion, fiduciary cash money, as they say, we have links in the description for our donation station where you can go ahead and just donate us money, which would be fantastic. Right now, Pecan's leader in the clubhouse with $35 donated. Or you can also go to our merch store, check out some things you might like. We got more merch coming in there all the time. Got a brand new Buffalo Bills shirt in there for all you Bills Mafia out there. If you want to check that out with our charging Buffalo wing there, let you know the Orchard Park Football Mafia shirt is available right now, so if you want to go pick that up as well, it's kind of like donating, except you get something cool in the end of it as well, which is very nice. That's what you could donate money, which is great. You can do both. You could donate money and buy merch. That would be fantastic. Thank you so much for that. But we have all that, getting that out of the way. Jimbo, yesterday, when people are watching this now, big trade in the NFL. Jalen Ramsey sent to the Pittsburgh Steelers. People were wondering where he was going to go. The Steelers get Ramsey and also get Jonnu Smith, tight end, in exchange for Minkah Fitzpatrick. The two teams, they flopped draft picks, a 7th and a 5th round, went back and forth. But really, it's Ramsey and Jonnu Smith for Minkah Fitzpatrick. Initial thoughts. We'll do a deeper dive on the main show tomorrow. But initial thoughts, first thoughts on this trade.
First thoughts. The Jonnu Smith, however you say his first name.
I think it's Jonnu.
I'm very good at first names.
Yes, you are. Very good.
I actually think that's the better get out of this trade for the Steelers than Ramsey.
Interesting. I was going to say I'm not convinced. My headphones are really bothering me here. I don't know what's going on here. Well, I got the weird bald hair thing. You see, I'm gonna have to get like the buds or something. I don't like having the buds, but this is also like I don't know. Anyway, I agree to an extent that I don't think, I'm adjusting everything here. I don't think Ramsey is the game changer he was a while ago, where I still think Minkah Fitzpatrick is a I think that is at best a lateral move. If not, maybe a win for the Dolphins, if you want to look at it just from the Ramsey and Minkah trade.
Yeah.
Getting Jonnu Smith could be more, even if not maybe a little bit for the Steelers, but I'm not putting this as an absolute Steelers win.
Yeah.
Like some people are like, oh, Steelers won this trade. I mean, it's I don't know. Again, it gives a more receiver-like tight end weapon for Aaron Rodgers to work with. I love Freiermuth. I think everybody does, but he's not a Kelsey type. He's much more of a blocking tight end who can catch and is still an offensive weapon. I'm not saying he's not. But Jonnu Smith maybe gives you that more athletic and receiver-esque tight end option,
Yeah.
So you have that now. So now you have DK Metcalf, and now you have Jonnu Smith with them to work with. If anything, I think what you could take from this is that the Steelers are indeed all in.
Without
This
a doubt,
is they want to win this year, and they're going to do everything, whether we think it's good or bad or whatever. They're going to try to do everything to get shit done this year, and I think that's the signal that we get from this particular trade.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that.
So that was a little bit of the breaking news that we had breaking today there to do. Also, congratulations, your town of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, by 2030 getting their own WNBA team, as well as Detroit and Cleveland getting a WNBA team back. I don't know if anybody remembers back in the day, they actually had some before the Detroit Shock and the Cleveland Rockers. Maybe they'll bring back those names. Maybe they'll come back with better names. I'm hoping better names, but we'll see. But
I just can't wait till the expansion draft so Philly could draft Caitlin Clark and Sophia.
I have a feeling. Just call it an intuition, if you will, that the Indiana Fever are going to go ahead and protect Caitlin Clark in that expansion draft.
They haven't showed it yet.
So you still got 5 years before that.
Yeah.
And the other two, and that's the other thing. The other two are coming in 2 years before that. You have 2028 for Cleveland, 2029 for Detroit, and then 2030 for Philadelphia. What would you name a WNBA team from Philadelphia?
See, that's I don't know, because when we got,
I think it's a fairly easy choice, to tell you the truth.
Do I want to know yours, or do you want to tell me off air?
No. It's not. It's not. It's not bad. It's not bad.
I'm taking your advice.
I know everybody. Listen, I understand. My Facebook accounts got nuked over the weekend. That was one of the things there. Again, I didn't even do anything, but for once, like I'm used to being in Facebook jail with some of the other stuff, and it's like I didn't even do anything. This time, I literally didn't do anything. I woke up on Sunday and it said, we decided to account integrity. What does that even mean? I don't know, but they're gone. So that was fun. But yeah, it's a legitimate one. I think it's a no-brainer.
Okay.
So you're not quite sure? The Philadelphia Bells, baby. You got the Bells.
That's more like
Come on, it has the double meaning. It's got a double meaning. It works like that, and you could spell it just the BELLS, or you could do it BELLES like the Bells. You could. I think that's the way to go, baby. I think that's the. I think it's the easy one. I think that's the easy one.
I think I'm gonna put a word into Philly to hire a personal favorite design artist for the jersey. I could only imagine what he would come up with.
Old Skunk Duck Designs there, huh? Yeah, we'll see what he can come up with for a Philadelphia WNBA team. So we have some of that. Other than that, how was your weekend? What anything good, bad, different? Like the Dawkins shirt you have on there?
Yeah.
Although, I remember the one time that Brandon Jacobs ran him over. That was fun. I remember that.
No, you're confused with when Dawkins laid out the Falcons tight end.
No,
his career basically.
No, well, he did that too, but I'm also talking about the time where Dawkins actually got put on his ass. So that was fun.
Yeah, I don't
remember.
I
think I actually shared that particular footage in the group chat not too long ago.
You have very few good moments with the Giants, so I may believe that did happen
for
you.
Okay, all right. So how was your weekend?
Good. Had a friend come in, visit, and at least the wife put him to work. He painted our kitchen for us.
That's not bad. Yeah. Have a good friend come over and do manual labor. That's a productive weekend.
Weather was nice. Wasn't hot.
It was nicer than it was during the week. That is true. Yeah. Here it was still hot as balls here. Me and the wife went to a concert on Sunday. We went to go see Brand New. As they're trying to make a comeback here, a sold out Prudential Center show. it there's a whole thing about that, and
Okay.
it's funny because the person, it's a thing. It's a thing. But still, it was a great show, great concert. Wife had a blast. That's her band that she really loved. Like, and I really didn't know Brand New or go, too much into it, but she introduced them to me. Great music, real deep stuff, kind of emo shit, but it is what it is. But it was very good.
Yeah.
It was very good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the music, except for the one song about here's the thing. You can't listen to Brand New and be happy. Like, their music is sad. It is just sad. So, if you're not prepared to be depressed, don't listen to them. That's what I would say, But if you have good emotional fortitude, I think you're fine. You can go ahead and do it. But But anyway, yes. By the time you're seeing this, what are we at? 65?
5?
I think this Tuesday 65. Is it 65 or 65? Where I don't know why I've lost count. I've been doing the countdown. Funny enough, here on the show countdown, I've been doing a countdown on Facebook with our jersey graphics there to count our way down here to the season there, and I've been doing jersey, and I just forgot what number we're on. But either way, 10 weeks. We are now away from the start of the NFL season, which is why we are at pick number 10 for our power rankings. And here we go. Let's switch on over to the vertical view. Whoa, look at that. Oh, that's a beautiful transition right there, ladies and gentlemen. So, number 10, if we take a look here, we see our number 12 pick from 2 weeks ago. We both picked the Packers as our number 12 power ranked team going into the 2025 season. Then last week, we had our first differing opinion. I had the Los Angeles Chargers at number 11 because they feel like an 11. And you had the Vikings for a lot more tangible reasons and logical and smart reasons. Me, on the other hand,
felt like
uniform looks good. I like their coach. I think Herbert's a good quarterback. That makes sense. It's good enough for me, baby. So, in case if anybody still wanted to know what level of show this is, that's where we are. So, with that, oh yeah, here's a question. With the trade there with Jalen Ramsey, Minkah Fitzpatrick, has that changed any of your power rankings, putting anybody in or out that you normally would have had or anything like that, or is everything for you still the same?
I think you asked me this last week because when Aaron Rodgers signed,
The Aaron Rodgers signing with Pittsburgh, right?
I was him and Ha, and I said I don't think so, but now with this trade, I may have to think about it now because of where I have the Steelers at and where the Packers and Minnesota is at and the next team.
I got to tell you, I don't know if it's moved the needle enough for me to put either of those teams into the 12. I don't think. Shocking here. Neither the Dolphins or the Steelers are in my top 12. There's a spoiler. Neither one of them are in the top 12. But that's I don't think this trade for me has personally put either one of them up there. But you're thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it.
With Rodgers and now with Ramsey in there, you're thinking maybe. To me, I don't like the loss of Fitzpatrick though. From just in a defensive, I think the Steelers aren't as good in the defensive backfield now as they were before this trade. And I know again they're two different positions, a safety and a cornerback. I understand that. I just it doesn't feel, again, how the Chargers felt like an 11. This just doesn't feel right to me. It just doesn't. So I don't know. But neither one of those moved up there. Anyway, so there you go. Me and Jimbo had the Packers at 12. Jimbo had the Vikings at 11. I had the Chargers at 11. Let's see who me and Jimbo have here at number 10. The big reveal. We have Jimbo. He's got the Los Angeles Rams. So I had a Los Angeles team last week. Jimbo has a Los Angeles team this week. He has the Rams there at his number 10. And meanwhile, I have, as everybody can see, and this is probably another reason why I was nuked off of Facebook before. I have the Washington Redskins because I am done playing the stupid fucking semantics game. They're the Redskins. Shut up, everybody. Yeah. It's kind of like how Elon was trying to make Twitter X, and it's like, sorry, it's Twitter. You can try to change the name as much as you want. It's Twitter. It's always going to be Twitter. It's never going to be X. Nobody's doing it. Shut the fuck up. I'm tweeting. I'm not going to post. I post on Facebook. Well, I used to anyway. I'm not posting on X. I'm tweeting on Twitter. That's what we're doing here. So kind of the same thing there. So there we go. Number 10, Jimbo with the Rams. Myself with the Washington Redskins. Jimbo, why do you have the Rams up at 10?
Kind of thinking about like how they ended the year, like the regular season, when they finally got all healthy.
They were good.
And, even though the snow game...
To be fair, man, they should have won that game. They should have beat the Eagles. They should have.
But luckily, Mother Nature was on our side because once that snow hit, it was game over for them.
Even with the snow, it was so. I mean, I remember watching that game with my sister-in-laws, and I was like,
it was never a question that we were going to lose that game. We were going to win that game the whole time. Goodell just called us, say, just keep it close for ratings. We don't want to lose,
I thought it was the Chiefs that had the inside line to Goodell. You're telling me it's the Eagles. Oh, breaking news. Breaking news here on Stay Tuned Sports from Jimbo. The Eagles, in fact, were the team with the inside line to Goodell. That's why they won the Super Bowl so easily, is because the refs were in their pocket and on their side against the Rams and against the Chiefs. Oh, you're blowing the lid off of all, Jimbo.
Let's be honest. The Chiefs lost the Super Bowl, got destroyed by the Super Bowl because of Taylor Swift. It's all her fault that the Chiefs lost.
They won it the year before when she was there. That doesn't make any sense.
No, that was the AI Taylor Swift. The AI robot Taylor Swift. It wasn't the Taylor Swift.
By the way, she is killing it down there at Tight End University, which...
Leave it.
I'm not going to say it.
Channel will get nuked too.
I'm not going to say it, but apropos that Taylor Swift would be at Tight End University. Anyway,
circling back,
can get back to the Rams.
That defense is a year older now. They were young last year. Jared Verse, I think is his name, that trash talked us last year, learned his lesson. And I think...
Humble yourself, young man.
Yeah. The only smart move he did that day was not betting his game check with Jalen Carter. But putting them up against the Vikings and the Packers, I still think they're the better team, even though they're the younger team.
I like that. I do like that. Again, I do like the Rams this year. I think they are one of those teams in the NFC that has a chance to contend. I think they're one of the serious teams. There's a handful of teams there, I think, that can do some damage, do some dabblage there in the NFC. I think the Rams are one of them. Again, read into that what you will as far as my list goes. Seeing maybe with the Rams, maybe, I don't know. You have to guess. We'll have to see. You have to see. Maybe, are they on my list? I might have hinted they are. I don't know. You have to see. I picked Washington because they overachieved last year. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
They were massive overachievers. Jaden Daniels came in and was a revelation at quarterback. And had to be. Because, wow, that defense that Washington has is fucking garbage. Like, it was. I mean, that's not a shock to anybody. Even if Redskins fans knows that's not a shock. That's, their defense was what it was. Giants should have beat him in week 2. If fucking Dable would have got a fucking kicker on the roster like an asshole, but he wasn't. He left the roster spot open, and then our injured kicker got hurt on the opening kickoff, and then we didn't have a kicker the rest of the game and lost because we couldn't kick a fucking extra point.
New year, new
Thank you, Brian Dable. Anyway, I'm not sour. I'm not sour about it. No, I'm over it. Sure. But I mean, it was clear their defense was not great last year. And it was Jaden Daniels, it was Scary Terry, and it was Brian Robinson. That was the Redskins last year. And with just those 3 players, they went and made it to the NFC Championship game. Got walloped, but they made it there, which is crazy. Yeah. And we're 2 for 1 with the Eagles. You know, they had split the regular season and then, you know, obviously met in the NFC Championship game. And according to Jimbo, Eagles had the inside line there with Goodell and the officials, so that was never in question.
No, not that game.
Not that game. Okay,
yeah.
I see how it goes.
We were a one and done. See you next year.
They had a coupon. We have one collusion coupon, which the way the NFL has been going, that might be a thing. I don't know. They got a collusion coupon deal. But yes, but as
for us, you could do a guaranteed
contract.
Wow.
But the Washington has gone ahead. They've made improvements to the defense coming into this year. They've drafted well. They're adding well. They have an owner who gives a shit, which I'm happy about because he's also the owner of my Devils. So it's like, guy likes the teams that he owns. I like that. Thank you, Josh Harris. And avoiding a sophomore. If he avoids the C.J. Stroud sophomore slump, if he can have a good second year, you know, because that's the thing. Yes, he was a rookie quarterback. He was a phenomenon last year, everything like that, because nobody had any film on him. Nobody had tape. Yeah. Now everybody's had an entire offseason to watch everything this kid has done. Can he still perform the way? If he does, if Jaden Daniels performs the way he did last year, if that offense, if those 3 players they have, if him, Scary Terry, and Brian Robinson can perform the way they did last year, I think with the improvements and the additions that the Redskins have made in the offseason, boy, is the sky the limit for these guys. Like, they can really push it. I think it's going to hinge still on the performance of those 3 skill positions, but not nearly as much as last year. And that's the thing. If they can, and again, these are a lot of ifs and buts and, you know, candies and nuts. We'd all have a Merry Christmas. I get all that. But if they can get a similar type of performance like that they had last year with this team, why not get back to the NFC Championship game? Why not challenge for the division? Why not? Like, that is clearly in front of them. And it's crazy to see that in just 3 years, because this will be season 3 of Josh Harris's ownership of.
Is it 3 or 4?
3.
Is it 3? Okay.
I believe this is the 3rd year that he's on, because he had the first year where they were bad because, you know, he owned them, and then they had last year where they drafted Daniels, and they had that push. That was his second year, and now this is year 3, I believe, of the Harris administration. It's Washington. It's not an ownership; it's an administration. Just in that short amount of time, to see what having an actual competent organization can do. Clear leadership from the front, top down. Everybody knows their job. Everybody knows what they're doing in the front office. There's no more, because that's the other thing you got to remember with the Snyder front office too, is not only was it just massively disorganized, but it was, you know, scandals and the cheerleader scandals and the sex scandals and the stealing money from NFL owners and cooking books and having to do, like, it was fucking wild.
Yeah.
So the fact that in just that short amount of time shows you what competent ownership and competent things like that can do for an organization. Boy, if you're a Jets fan, you're just punching the air right now because you're like, This is what we could do if we had a smart. If you're a Browns fan, if you're one of these fans of a team that is perpetually like this, and it's like we could, and that's it. The Browns were so close. They had Baker. They had the team. They were putting the team together. Myles Garrett. They had a good defense. They were putting the pieces together. You had Nick Chubb in the backfield. It's so close. You guys are there, and then they blew it all up for Deshaun Watson. Great job, guys. And now you got Shedeur Sanders as your possibly third string quarterback, going 120 on the front.
Well, he's a speedster,
But either way, like that's what I mean. Having competent ownership, just look at what it's done for that team. And I would have never thought. Like, that's what I mean. Even last year, like, I didn't have Washington anywhere close to my top 10 to start the year.
Yeah.
I think I had Washington in dead last year when we did the Friday forecast last year when we were doing the division. Boy, there is some stuff going outside, huh?
That's the wife just got home, so the dogs are.
Oh, I thought that was a cop siren.
No,
that was just a dog howling.
Yeah.
What the dog doing?
Let me ask you this though, as far as your Washington pick.
Go right ahead.
Does your pick change where they're at if Scary Terry holds out into the season?
Good. I was thinking about that. I was kind of basing this off of the assumption that they'll work something out.
Yeah.
If that doesn't happen, I mean, that you're talking about one of the key cogs of how they were able to be so good last year. Now not there. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So this pick at 10 is working under the assumption that they'll figure it out, and I think they will. Again, if this was the Dan Snyder Redskins,
yeah,
this would be fucked.
Yeah.
And, we'd be going, it would be like a Hassan Reddick situation. It would feel like, like it's just, it's going to drag on. They're not with this Josh Harris administration. It feels like, and that's it. I'm not even a Washington fan, but, just as an NFL fan, it's like, oh, those guys look like they have hope.
Yeah.
It feels hopeful there. So that, I will wear the hopeful asp there and be like, yeah, I think they'll figure it out. So that's why I have them there. I said I really am working under the assumption that, kind of like how I am with Pittsburgh and TJ Watt. Like, that's getting testy now, though. As we've seen with some of the other stuff, where people now are apparently calling in to see if there's any trade interest. And obviously Pittsburgh is shutting that down. But the fact that teams think that that's a possibility is concerning. And again, if Pittsburgh can't get a deal done with TJ, if TJ does hold out, or if they trade him, your sister may go on a rage-fueled rampage I've never seen before in my life. Like she's already upset enough that they signed Aaron Rodgers, and I'm sure she's not happy about Minka leaving either.
Oh yeah, I'm saving all that for tomorrow.
So that's what I mean. So, and then on top of all of that, if you can't get something worked out with TJ. That's going to be a problem. So, but I still believe, heart of hearts, Pittsburgh and that's the thing. It feels like Pittsburgh knows you can't get rid of TJ Watt. However, you have to work it out. Whatever math needs to be mathed, whatever I's dotted, T's crossed, bring in a physicist to do the contract. Try to work it out however you have to. It feels like they know they're good. That's going to get worked out. It kind of feels that way. I think with Washington and Scary Terry too. It's like, who else you got?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, at least as far as that level, somebody that clearly Jaden Daniels, your second year superstar quarterback, feels super comfortable with. Really, like, there's such a report. Like, who you got? Like, so that's what I mean. It feels like it's a situation where, yeah, it looks tense now. Yeah, agents are putting stuff out there like, I don't know. Maybe they won't be here. Maybe he'll hold out. Maybe they'll do that. Because agents do what they do. So until we get to that point, until we get to like training camp,
Yeah.
and then there's still going to be people holding out, or if things are at an impasse and they're not even talking, then maybe start being a little bit more concerned. We're at what? July 1st.
Yeah.
Relax. You got a couple more weeks here until training camp starts. And even then, I remember way back in 2007, Strahan's last year with the Giants, and he fucking held out all the training camp, and then signed and went and played. Why? He didn't want to go to training camp. That's why. And so the whole thing was, oh, will the Giants get rid of Strahan? Will he even sign? Will he retire? Will he? No, he held out. Why? He didn't want to go to training camp. That was literally the only reason. And he came out later and said, yeah, just, I've been in the league for so many years, and I didn't want to do training camp this year. So could it be something as simple as that? It might be. And it's just, it gives everybody else something to talk about. So I don't know. But as far as that goes, I'm under the working assumption that Terry McLaurin's going to be with the Redskins. I'm under the working assumption, too, that TJ Watt is going to be with the Steelers. Boy, if he's not, like, I'm not going to put a bet on it. I'm not going to sit there like, well, I'll eat my hat, because I got a lot of hats here, but I don't want to eat them. I haven't watched a few of them in a while, so. But, like, I almost feel like I feel like I can guarantee that TJ Watt is going to be on the Steelers. Like that feels like a safe bet to me as of right now. Like I said, in a couple weeks' time, that might change. But for now, that feels like a pretty safe bet.
I agree.
I was going to say, I was just going to ask. I was like, do you think that might be different? Do you think the Steelers are actually seriously considering either not signing him, playing super hardball, or even trading him? Like that, to me, that doesn't. The idea of them trading him seems fucking bonkers. That seems absolutely out of control.
With all these moves that they've done in the past 2 weeks, they're not trading him. Like we said, they're going all in, so they're not.
I was going to say, if this is a year where you're going all in, and you're going to lose the absolute corner piece, centerpiece, foundation, superstructure, substructure, you're going to lose your entire fucking defense? No. And that's it. Of losing Minka and getting Ramsey, you could talk about whether that's a gain or a subtraction or a lateral move, however you want to talk about it. If you lose TJ Watt, just phone it in the rest of the season. You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. It's I don't care if you have Aaron Rodgers. I don't care if you have DK Metcalf. I don't care if you got Jonnu Smith. I don't care if you have Ramsey in the backfield. I don't care any about that. If you don't have TJ Watt, your season's over. Yeah. So that's what I mean. It's like this is as much of a guarantee as I think there can be in this wild, crazy workaday world. But TJ Watt is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler.
If not, hopefully he gets traded to Philly.
Or the Giants. Ooh, could you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine the Giants front of, you'd have Kayvon Thibodeau, which maybe he'll do better this year. You're going to have Abdul Carter, Sexy Dexy there, Brian Burns as a linebacker, and then you add in TJ Watt on that. Oh, man. My testicles are tingling just thinking about it. Oh, my God. That would be amazing. It's not going to happen. But
Abdul Carter's gonna be a bust, so I'm not worried.
Oh, shut the fuck up! You wish you're hoping he's a bust because he's about to go there and put a hurt on Hurt's ass. He's gonna put there's gonna be a lot of sacks on that ass. He's gonna be pushing tushes inside the ice bath because his tush is gonna hurt so bad because Abdul Carter's gonna have his fist right up his butt. That was a little graphic.
Talking about talking about.
I don't know. Well, I mean, Justin Tucker did get suspended 10 games, so I mean, I'm kind of working that, I guess. I don't know. So there you go. Jimbo's got the Rams at 10. I have the Redskins at 10. Next week, will be number 9 in the power rankings, and it'll be number 29 in the Booty Cheeks 5. Yeah, Booty Cheeks 5 coming back, baby. After a 3-week absence, you're going to know who we think is the 4th worst team in the NFL. We already know that Jimbo thinks the 5th worst team currently in the NFL is the Titans. I think it's the Jets. Next week, who is the 4th worst team in the NFL? You're going to find out. We'll do the Booty Cheeks 5, and then, of course, pick number 9 for the top 12 power rankings. Jimbo, before we get out of here, anything else to add, say, do, whatever?
No.
Look at that. I like that. Nice.
I covered everything.
Succinct. Very wonderful. As for me, as for us here at Stay Tuned Sports, again, thank you so much for watching. If you liked anything about this video, and there was a couple things to like, I think. First of all, you have 2 handsome gentlemen here. I mean, what is not to like here? Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. The peak of male physical specimen beauty. You can't beat it. Also, if you did like anything, please hit that like, that share, and that subscribe button. All those things help us out tremendously. Thank you very much. And again, also, if you want to help us out a little bit more than just those 3 free ways, you can go ahead and look under the description in this video. We have a link for our donation station and our merch store. That is all there. Plus, we have a Discord if you want to go there too. It is so fucking dead. If you know how to run a Discord, please, because I don't know. Jimbo doesn't know. We don't know how to run a Discord. But if you guys want to help us, go join it. And if you know what the fuck you're doing, we will give you the Discord and be like, just run it for us, because I don't know what the fuck we're doing. But that's there as well. That's not nearly as important as all the other stuff. But until tomorrow, when we'll hit you with the podcast, my name is King. That is your good friend Jimbo right over there. And we will see you then. Adios, everybody.